Okay, what is chambers of my heart? What is that?
Hey guys, it's your humble host, or a kid if you prefer. So I'm back with another video. I just got word of this, well, technically yesterday, and have been waiting to put a video out about it. Busy day. Anyway, this is actually a really, really big deal. For those of you who have followed my channel or have followed similar channels when it comes to teachers, people in office, schools pushing the transology onto children, and just you guys should know at this point how far it's going, that we have detransitioners, both male and female, turning around and suing the doctors that did this to them for malpractice, because we've had a lot of testimony come out on YouTube, on Twitter, of young people saying that they never got any help for their mental health issues, but the doctors kind of rushed them through surgery and then just kind of left them to fend for themselves with all the complications that follow the quote-unquote transitioning, more like butchering. Anyway, so there is a journalist, Benjamin Ryan, that apparently attended this court hearing. I got notified by one of the other members of the Save James page, and now I'm going through, and I want to show you this because this is a pretty big deal. And there's a certain individual that is mentioned in this thread, so let's read. Breaking: first a transitioner to take a medical malpractice lawsuit to trial wins $2 million judgment. I know Chloe Cole was going after the doctors that did the transitional surgery to her. I kind of fell off with that. I haven't heard anything else about that one, but that's another lawsuit that was also in the wings that got filed. Fox Variant sued her Winchester, New York area psychologist and plastic surgeon for the gender transition mastectomy she got at 16. Yeah, so for people saying that these surgeries aren't being done to minors, you're either being disingenuous, part of the problem, or you're freaking deluded. Because they are doing this crap to minors, and 16, a girl is not fully developed. Like, I don't care how, what's the proper word here? Endowed she is, or how big she is. She's not fully developed. Anyway, let's continue. I was the only reporter to attend the entire 3-week. Ooh, this went on for 3 weeks. Oh my. Historic trials. Subscribe to his Substack. I'll put the link to this tweet in the description below. I have coming out next week in a major publication out about the trial. And so you'll have that link in the description. I cover pediatric gender medicine as a specialty on my Substack. Sorry to just give a teaser for now about the case, but I wanted to get the word out about the verdict promptly, the slower pace of feature article publishing notwithstanding. AKA, I need to get this news out now, and it's going to take me longer to actually dive into the deep details of what happened during the 3-week span. So I'm here for it. The entire case file was put under seal when the trial started. That's typical. Although I obtained all those documents before they were sealed, and all the transcripts from the trial are also under seal. That's not surprising because they don't want discovery and all this other stuff getting out. I cannot wait for this guy's notes. The riveting trial was sparsely attended, and there was only one other reporter at the trial, and he only attended for part of it, and as I observed, took few notes. See, that's so when I went to the hearing for the Save James back in October of 2019, there is a few other media people there. We had someone called the Texan Star or Texas Star, and I'm like looking over. Dude barely took any notes. No one took as much note as I did. That's not bragging. There's a lot of little stuff that goes on during a hearing that is not reported on. Interactions between the judge, the lawyers, the jury, some of the other BS going on, it's never reported on. So it's good that he mentions the notes, because a lot of media will go in when they're covering a case and they'll just take like the highlights or what they think is important, and they will literally tune out the rest. So which is not helpful in any sort of way. So my own hundreds of pages of notes from the trial. Oh, I bet he will. It's going to be interesting, folks. Will likely remain the only way for the public to learn about all the finer details of what transpired. Yes, and that is so important. We don't have enough people doing this, possibly ever, or until an appeal should that happen. So, aka his public notes, which sounds like he's going to release here soon. He's actually taken it a step further than I ever did. I never wrote articles on the notes that I had. I did video coverage, but that's about it. But yeah, it's more than likely that these transcripts for this 3-week trial is never going to come out, and is probably a fortune to get a hold of. I know just for the transcript for the October 2018 hearing, I was given a rough estimate anywhere between $13K to $15K just for that transcript for that week-long trial alone. That is the price of a used car. So these are very, very expensive, and some of them do cost a small fortune to get your hands on. And the courts know this, which makes this even more disgusting when they steal stuff away. In addition to my article coming out on the media outlet soon, I intend to write a lot about what I observed and learned on my Substack over the coming weeks. Stay tuned. So this is something to keep an eye on. Again, link in the description below. He continues. I have identified, let's read this real quick. Supreme Court of the State of New York, County of Winchester, Fox-Varian, plaintiffs against Kenneth N. Horn, Ph.D., Carmel Psychological Associates, P.C. Simon, H. Chen, M.D., and Caramel Medical, P.C. I do apologize for my voice. I still have somewhat of a cold, so I apologize. Let's continue on to the other tweet. I have identified 28D transitioner lawsuits filed to date. Varian versus Inhorn was the first to go to trial and the first to win a judgment, making history. So it set a precedent. And it's going to be a very, very big battle star to swing. I hope to see more of this, because I am so tired of just people preying on our children, and it gets exhausting. It really does. The stuff with St. James alone. We haven't heard anything. There's no word. We don't have any updates. There's absolutely nothing. And it gets exhausting. It gets depressing. I can't even begin to emphasize with the mental anguish that Jeff and his fiancee Gwen for those two boys. I'm not a parent. I don't have kids, so I cannot empathize, but I can sympathize, because what I observed when I went down to Texas in 2019, and then the garbage they try to pull with Jeff during the October 2024 hearing. So yeah, I'm way past over it. If anyone knows any additional cases that are not only on my spreadsheet below or sees any errors, please DM me. So let's look at this spreadsheet. Hopefully this shows up nicely on the OB. Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, so yep, there's Chloe Cole versus Kaiser Permanente. Shapeshifter, aka July Carlin, Luca Hen, I don't know who that is, Jane Doe, Camille Caffel, I follow Prisha. Prisha Mosley, excuse me, Soren Aldaco, I don't know who that is, Isabel Ayala, Leighton, Euleri, Kayla Lavdal, New Hampshire case, Richard, E.K. Chukwu. You guys get the idea. Let me see if there's anyone. Clara Summers. Nope, I don't recognize that one. Fox-Varian, that's the one we're talking about now. But yeah, I recognize Chloe Cole and Prisha Mosley. Anyone else, I'm not. I want to say I think I know who Clara Summer is. Sierra, but I don't 100% remember. This witch. Oh my, okay. Anybody who has followed the Save James case for so many years, you guys remember this. I want to say a really bad word here, and I'm trying to keep this professional. You guys remember this hag. Quite a few of the detransitional lawsuits have run up against strict statutes of limitation. Times run out pretty much, such as the case against leading pediatric gender doctor Joanna Olson-Kennedy. Attorneys attempt to appeal this dismissal as I wrote in November. So if you guys remember correctly, she was the expert witness for Ann Georgelis twice, October 2019 and October 2024. However, she was not allowed to take the stand because she would have bombed the entire case. This woman is a total freaking whack job. She thinks it's perfectly fine for minor girls to have a double mastectomy and that they could just get implants later if they change their mind. That we spread that video around like fire. I'm actually surprised Diane Erzenhalf is not in this mix, but it's also California. So anyway, yeah, I'm not surprised she comes up. This woman is a witch, and there's so many more like her. Let me see if there's anything else to this thread here. Oh, let me see. I've been slowly going through the courtroom documents and it's an absolute disaster. Just the expert witness affidavit from the defendants make it a slam dunk. Oh, who is this? Julie, I've seen this name before. Also, it doesn't help that the deposition transcripts make the ambulance chasing attorney sound like Linnell Hutz from The Simpsons. So let's read this. Oh, these are from Blue Sky. These are clips. Doesn't show this whole thing. Mr. Fielder, objection. Fox, she always does that. Forget it, so just ignore it. Miss Kate, objection. The witness, okay. Mr. Fielder, I think when lawyers say that, it usually means it was a good answer. Good afternoon. My name is Valerie Rucco from Moore Clearwater and Bell. I represent Dr. Chen and Caramount Medical. I will continue with questions. Same instructions will apply. Prior to the use of the binder, what was your breast size? I don't know, maybe a B with sports bras some years before that. Mr. Fielder, great question. Yeah, what the, what? Okay, what? Oh my gosh, what? What did I just read? You have the defense attorney for these medical places asking the plaintiff what her bra size was before. That is creepy as all hell. Why does that matter? Why does that freaking matter? Oh, you freaking weirdos. You freaking weirdos. Okay, so you guys get the idea. Freaking weirdos. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is also, because I was looking on to see if the mainstream media is picking this up. Surprise, surprise, they are not. So I did a Google search and found this on momsnet.com. I don't know what this site is. I guess it's for mothers or what have you. But yeah, pretty much goes more into it. Let me see a little bit. The entire case. Oh no, this is just a copy and paste of the Twitter. Okay. But yeah, so this is a pretty big deal because this is going to be a battle star. The first of many, I believe. People are over it. People have had it. And I do know the stigma that is around anybody who detransitions. They get called, oh, well, they weren't a real transgender individual, blah, 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 blah. And it's all delusion. There's no, so I'm going to put this, and this is may wrestle a few jimmies. Oh, well. There's no such thing as a trans person. There is deluded people. You cannot become the other gender. It's not some casual thing. It's not innocuous. It's not something that is of a casual matter. It is a big, big deal when you have a bunch of people thinking that they could butcher certain parts of their body, mutate them with all these weird mad science experiment surgeries, if you even want to call them surgeries, and thinking that they can become the opposite sex. No, just they push this crap on our kids. They've been doing this with our schools. You guys, as I said, if you guys had followed anything with the Save James over the past, let's see, I came on with it early 2008, 2019. Just with my channel stuff, and there's been bigger voices. It was all over the place for a little while. This is messed up. This is brainwashing. This is destruction of the next generation, and this is all being done on purpose. And as I've pointed out, as many people have written various and copious amounts of articles, that this all points back to pedophilia. It really does. If you guys looking at John Money and his nature versus nurture shit, this is where some of this stuff comes from. I'm not going to go into, shall we say, the other conspiracy theories that are in the void of where the transgender stuff comes from and who's pushing it and why. We're not going there in this video today. But I will say that what has been hinted at is you do have the Jewish religious book, the Talmud, which a lot of this stuff does come out of. Just saying. I'm not making that up. Look into that because that information's been out there for quite a while. But there's a lot of stuff that's being pushed. It was also revealed a few years back that a lot of billionaires have been pushing the LGBT agenda because it's money for big pharma. Pritzker, if you guys know who that freaking stupid fat roll is, the governor of Illinois, his brother transitioned into a woman, and the Pritzker family has a lot of money coming out of the transgender ideology. Big pharma, they have their fingers in a lot of pies over there, and they push a lot of stuff. California, I'm not sure what families are connected over there. I wouldn't be surprised if Newsom had some connections in that sort of way. That dude is a demon. The stuff going on in California, you have Scott Wiener, who has helped make California a transgender sanctuary state, which is why Ann George fled over there to begin with. That freaking creep also made it a misdemeanor from a felony to purposely infect someone with HIV. Not even kidding. California is a shithole, modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. So this has been in the works. All of this has been in the works for a while, and this is finally broken the narrative, the delusion that all of this is normal. None of this is normal, and nobody on that side, people who fall into this trap and refuse to wake up from it, which really sucks. It's a hell of a nightmare. I can't even begin to wrap my head around it. But you have a lot of people who want to continue to double down in the delusion. You see it all over freaking YouTube. You see it all over Twitter. You see it in our media. People have had enough with this stuff. There's small stuff I've covered here and there, and I can't wait. I cannot wait for more of this stuff just to break through. I still do believe that there's going to be a breakthrough for the younger family. I don't know when. I don't know how. People have called me nuts. I don't care. I really don't. I know what God has spoken over the case. I know what we have gotten. I don't know when it's going to happen. I really don't, but I still believe it's going to happen. But yeah, this is just the first of many dominoes to fall, and it's going to become a very big battle star. And I'm glad, because like I said, I'm not a parent right now. And I've said this before on my channel. And even so, when I went down to LA in October of 2024, my dad met Jeff. It was over the phone, but still kind of met him. And even my dad, because me and my dad kind of share a similar philosophy where I'm not scared to go to jail for my kids. Like I said, I don't have kids, but I agree with the philosophy 100%. My dad flat out told Jeff, there's no way in heck I'd be able to do what you're doing. I'd be in jail. I'd still be in jail. Me and hubby have a similar mindset where people would disappear, and so would we. if we had kids and somebody wanted to do this crap to our kids. People would disappear, and then we would too. So, Jeff and the many parents that are battling this and not going just scorched earth is freaking amazing and also painful to watch at the same time because it's heart-wrenching. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to end it here. Links in the description below. Keep an eye on it at your own pace. But yeah, I do believe we're going to see more, and I'm happy to see this. I really am. It's been long overdue. So you guys have a good one, and I will see you in the next one.